What's up, everybody? Is I, the People's Machine, back with Gaming Roundtable Episode 6, brought to you by Unpaid Gamers. And please subscribe to that channel. Please subscribe to my channel for all the latest in gaming news and all the latest in gameplay videos and games that I actually play but don't review, but kind of review them. You know what I mean? Even though I don't really give it an actual review. But thank you for joining the Gaming Roundtable. I'm your host, People's Machine, formerly JuiceMan3941. But now we have retired that name, and I am back to my stage name, the one, the only, the People's Machine. Today I want to talk a little bit about Pete Hines. Yeah, that guy. You know, the guy that is Bethesda's #1 guy, the guy that was spearheaded and helped Todd Howard make Fallout 76 a reality. Well, you know what? It's time, folks, for a rant. And that means Gaming Roundtable presents to you Pete Hines, what the fuck? WTF, what the fuck? Pete Hines did this recent interview and he tried to sit there and try to blame most of the problems on Fallout 76 for YouTubers like me and you and Angry Joe and Jimquisition, Jim Sterling and Yang Yao and everybody else, that it's because we trashed his game is why the game has all these problems. Like, it was our fault, we were clickbaiting, we were trying to make the game fail. So much out of his asshole, I don't even know where he ends and begins. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous that he would blame like YouTubers and Twitch streamers and God knows what else out there in the video game industry and the video game community that would do all that. It's absolutely ridiculous. Pete Hines can suck a dick because, dude, you couldn't even own up to anything in this video. And maybe you have a clause. Maybe the shareholders say you're not allowed to discuss or say anything really disparaging. You know, you haven't really apologized for anything either. And watching the video and seeing the interview just made me go, what a fucking cringeworthy douchebag asshole piece of shit to come out and try to not only blame like the gaming community for their problems, but it's like you're using a fucking engine that's more than 15 years old, that's not designed to do anything you wanted Fallout 76 to do. But you know what? Your guys can't even get that straight. You have people working for your company over 20 years working with the same engine and they still don't know how to use it. You need to shit can their asses. You need to shit can those people that work for you that don't know how to fucking do their shit. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, I own Fallout 76 and I'm looking forward to the Wastelanders update because we're going to basically, it's going to be like playing Fallout 4 with NPCs and an actual story, but online with everyone else. And I love how Pete Hines mentions, yeah, we were thinking about Fallout 76 and we wanted just to do multiplayer. Everybody wanted multiplayer, so we made the whole game multiplayer. You made the whole game multiplayer with no story, no NPCs, no interaction, lifeless, boring game world. At times it is not too bad to play, but I've always said this, you play it in small doses. What I mean is you do a couple quests, you kill a couple things, you gather a couple materials, you build something, and you turn the fucking game off and you play something else that's more worthwhile. You can't sit there and play that game for hours and hours. This is not a fucking Diablo. This is not a fucking Dynasty Warriors 9. I love that game, by the way. This is not like, you know, even Evolve here, you know. It's absolutely ridiculous that Pete Hines had the audacity to do this interview and not own up to a fucking thing. Your game is still not complete. And then when he talked about the $100 subscription service, he tried to people wanted your fucking private service ultimately wasn't private. Your stash thing wasn't working because people put items in it and it fucking made them disappear. Like, your whole fucking thing was just trash. Nobody wanted that. Just like we did want multiplayer in your game. We just wanted Fallout 4, but with multiplayer. You could have just put that out as a patch. But no, you gave us this whole fucking game that sold for $60 and 3 weeks later went down to $30, and right now it's $15, not a year later, not even a year later actually. Let's scratch that, not even a year later. And you talk about how oh, everyone was buying the subscription service and our numbers keep growing. Have you seen your congruent fucking player base? Have you gone onto the site to see how many people are logging in? Like on the daily? It's shit. It's shit. And the fact that you could come out in this interview and say what you have to say, you fucked everybody over with this game. You fucked people over on the special edition. They didn't get the fucking canvas back. You fucked everybody over on the patches. You would patch the game. It would fuck shit up. You had to actually re-roll back 2 or 3 patches. I remember that. I turned on my game and it would revert back to the original game it was like 2 weeks ago because your patches were fucking shit up. And you have the audacity to say that the problems and everything wrong with the fucking game is us? It's our fault? We want you to clickbait? Motherfucker, I've got 22 subscribers. How the fuck am I influencing anybody? I don't get paid to do this shit. I just happen to enjoy it because I love gaming and I'm a gamer, right? I love to game. My fiance games. A bunch of us are gamers. We fucking love it. And by the way, special shout out to my fiance. I'm getting married to her, and I love this woman. And Desiree, you're awesome. Thank you. And anyway, I just want to put this out here, though. Pete Hines, you are an asshole. You are a fucking asshole. To sit there and all the stuff you were talking about, you're comparing that subscription service, just like Yang Yao said, from buying like a cheap Nissan to a fucking Lamborghini. Nobody wanted that shit. $100 subscription? Fuck you. Like, fuck you. It felt so good just to say that off my tongue. Fuck you. You know what I mean? It's just like, you cannot sit here and tell me that you're proud of this piece of shit that you put out. Well, it's live service. We put it out with minimum viable product, and that means that year or 2 from now, we're going to make it better. Pete Hines, suck a dick. You cannot do that. You cannot sit there and blame the YouTube community, the Twitch community. Oh, you clickbaited, and that's why Fallout 76 was bad. No, it wasn't bad because of us. It was bad because your ineptitude, your inability to fucking manage, direct, fix anything. And you're still fixing the game to this day. It still crashes. It still fucking logs you out. It still has glitches. You still fall through the world. You haven't fixed dick. Because you're using an old-ass engine that you won't update, that you won't do shit about. You modify it, modify it, modify it to the point where it don't even fucking work. Pete Hines, you know, I'm just going to tell you this from the bottom of my heart. Fuck you. And I think it's wrong that you put the blame on everybody else. Incredible. Incredible. It's your team, your people. You're the person that led this whole thing with Todd Howard's royal ass, and you couldn't get it right. And because you probably are under some kind of non-verbal clause or some bullshit that you're not allowed to fucking talk or say anything disparaging about the game, you know, we don't want to upset the shareholders. We'll lose our fucking money. You know, you deserve to lose your fucking money. You deserve to go out of business. You deserve to lose your fucking job at this point because you blamed us. You just clickbaited. You said you'd rather just listen to the subreddit, and you'd rather just do, you'd rather just listen to the subreddit, and you'd rather just, you know, the people who are really playing the game. Do you realize that I've been on the Fallout 76 subreddit, and a lot of them have basically said they've stopped playing. They don't play it because you all don't listen. You don't listen. You don't actually try to listen. You don't, like, do any of that. Because I love, in the interview, you did say, we listened to the people, and this is what they wanted. Motherfucker, we wanted Fallout 4 with multiplayer. That's all we wanted. That's it. And you just decided to say, we know they want Fallout 4 with multiplayer, but fuck you. We're going to put out this piece of shit. Now, I own the game. And I do play it here and there. But in small doses, because that's all it's worth to fucking play. This ain't a No Man's Sky situation. This ain't where Hello Games lied about a bunch of shit, and then fucking 2 years later, they went completely dark, and now the game is amazing. They gave us the game that we deserved. You all, for almost a year, have been working on this game day and night, patch after patch after patch after patch. The game's over nearly 100 gigs now. now, and it's still fucked. Still. And it just grinds my shit at the fact that you would even come out there and just blame us. Fuck you, Pete Hines. Fuck you. Well, this has been episode 6 of the Gaming Roundtable. As always, your host, People's Machine, was happy to bring you this. And this was a rant, of course. But you know what? They deserve it, and we don't. Anyway, gamers, I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I'll be back real soon with another video. This is kind of a short and sweet one. But sometimes you got to make it short and sweet to get your point across. And I'm just letting you know, please subscribe to Unpaid Gamers. Check out Posthuman Guy. He's got some great videos for you. I'll have some more gameplay coming to you. There's a couple games I'm going to be talking about here coming up. I'm going to showcase those. Please tune in. Please subscribe. And as always, gamers, good gaming.